Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for being here today. If you are new here, thank you for stopping in. And for those of you who come back every week, I thank you for your support. Before I get started, I do want to thank everyone who reached out for a private tarot reading. Private tarot readings are always available. All you have to do is email me. My email is going to be in the description box. Just email me. We can set it up. It's done in the same format as a regular weekly reading. You're going to see me shuffle and pull the cards, and I'm going to go over them individually and the overall meaning of the pull. And then I upload that video to YouTube, but I upload it as an unlisted or a private video, and I send you the direct link. So you are the only one who can view your reading unless you choose to send that link to someone else. If you want someone else to watch it, that's fine. It is your video, your link. And that video stays up so you can watch it at your convenience for as many times as you like. So if you want a private tarot reading, just email me and we can set that up. All right, so I want to just get into this reading. I've been wanting to do this reading for a couple of days now. Actually, I've probably wanted to do this reading for a week, and I just haven't had the opportunity to do it, but that is on Jolissa Fuentes. And Jolissa Fuentes is a 20-year-old girl, 22-year-old woman, 22-year-old woman from Selma, I believe Selma, California. And she was last seen on August 7th driving alone in her silver 2011 Hyundai Accent, which has also disappeared. There is some camera footage of her at a AM/PM gas station in Selma, California at about 4 a.m. She purchased some items. If you are familiar with this case, you've probably seen the footage of that purchase. If you watch her get out of the car, I've seen it a couple of times, and I'm a little bit confused as to what was going on, because she gets out of the car and then she pauses, and it's almost like you could potentially wonder if somebody else is in that car. I've heard some people, some YouTube creators, say that she looks inebriated when she's going into the AM/PM gas station. I'm not sure, so we're going to just see what the cards say. Now, I do believe that night she went to a party. It was a small get-together. She knew everyone at that party. It was friends and family, I believe. And I think everybody has come out and said that she did have 2 beers. So I can't see somebody being that inebriated after 2 beers, especially if it's been a couple of hours since then. I believe she was going to go home. She lived with her grandparents. She was going to go home and meet with her brother, but he wasn't there. She gets home. She leaves the party. She goes back to her grandparents' home. And around, I don't know what time she exactly left the grandparents' home, if it was close to 4, but that is when she decided to go to the gas station and get whatever she needed. And no one has seen her since. So let's just get right into the reading and see what comes up. All right. What do I want to pull first? All right, let me just start with the Heaven and Earth Tarot, and I'm not going to ask any questions for the first pull. I like to just see what comes out and go from there. And from my understanding, when she pulled out of that AM/PM gas station, I believe she should have taken a right to go back to where she lived. However, she took a left, and her phone last pinged near the Avocado Lake area. And so I believe Adventures with Purpose have been there this weekend. They've been there for a couple days, I think, and they did search and clear Avocado Lake. I actually Googled Avocado Lake, and I was really creeped out by it because it just seems to have a history of its own. And so I'm not quite sure why the phone pinged there. Maybe the phone pinged there, but she wasn't there. I don't know, but at first I thought, okay, this might be, she might be in that area, but they did not find her there. So I don't know. One of the main questions, I guess I said all that to say this, one of the main questions is that I want to ask tonight is, why did she turn left? What made her turn left? Was there somebody in her car that made her turn left, or was she meeting someone? I don't know. So that's a question that I have. All right. Jolissa Fuentes. Jolissa Fuentes. Jolissa Fuentes. All right. What happened that night? What happened? What happened that night after the gas station? At the gas station, after the gas station, what happened? Tell us the story. Okay, we got the High Priestess. Priestess. Did she know something was wrong? Did she suspect something? Did she have a bad feeling about someone? Okay. Did she meet with a woman? Okay, so party. We've got the party. The Queen of Cups. We've got a lot of feminine energy here, so I'll just put that out there. Nine of Pentacles. The Magician. Ten of Wands reversed. The Emperor upright. Three of Wands reversed. Three of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. Okay, so let's see what we have. Like I said, we do have a lot of feminine energy, but we also have that Emperor. So that is interesting. The party is coming out, but it's coming out in reverse. So that tells me that, you know, one of two things. It could have been that this has nothing to do with the party, right? Because I did kind of ask while I was shuffling to go back to that night at the gas station and after the gas station. So that would make sense that it would be after the party. So the party, in my opinion, probably has nothing to do with it. Okay, nothing to do with the party. It was after the party. This is something completely different. And then we have, what do we have? We have the Queen of Pentacles, or the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups. Who's the Queen of Cups? I've got two people here that I don't know who they are. I've got that Nine of Pentacles, which could very well be Jolissa as well. But I've got that Emperor, and I don't know who that Emperor is. So that's somebody older. That's somebody older, and that's coming up in her reading. I do see some travel, but not far. I don't think that she's very far. I really don't think she's very far away from the area. I don't necessarily know if she's as far away as Avocado Lake, but I don't think she's very far. This is that travel card, that preparation card, thinking about your next step kind of card, and it's coming out reversed. I look at this as more of a travel card, and there's water there as well. So I'm actually debating on, I'm getting a feeling right away that water is possibly not involved, or if it is, it's not a big body of water. Okay, so it's either a small body of water or there's no water involved at all. But there is some travel. We've got that working card, the defense card. Let's see, the Ten of Wands reversed. Her state of mind that night might have been, there might have been something going on in her mind. There might have been something that she was just kind of fed up with. That Ten of Wands is kind of a, I don't know how much more I can take kind of a card, having a lot on your mind, dealing with a lot of things. So there might have been something going on. It is coming out in reverse. So that makes me believe that there was a feeling of hopelessness. There could have been just something that she was dealing with, and she just quite frankly didn't know how she was going to handle this situation. It could have been after whatever happened. Okay, maybe she got into a situation with someone, and at that point she just kind of felt overpowered and didn't quite know what to do. And I say that because it is right next to that Emperor. And so it makes me feel like this person here has something to do. There's some connection with this Ten of Wands, this person, this older male. There's something going on with not being able to deal with this situation much longer. This male is older, okay? She's 22. I would say that this male is... I would guess at least in his 40s, okay, so much older than her. And that Queen of Cups is coming up as well, so there's an older woman that's coming up in this reading as well, and that is, in my opinion, not Jolissa. So we've got an older male and we've got an older woman, okay, and we've got, let me see, defensiveness, feelings of being overpowered, not being able to get out of this situation, traveling but not too far, defending oneself, working, creation. We've got 3 people. I feel like we're talking about 3 people, and I don't necessarily know if it's 3 people on top of Jolissa or if it's Jolissa and 2 other people, and I'm kind of leaning towards it's Jolissa and 2 other people. And this makes me feel like she was potentially being watched. There was something going on wherever she was, could have even been at the party. She might have not suspected anything at the party, which is why it's reversed, so there's no connection to the party, but someone else could have been watching her, and this happened afterwards, but maybe it started at the party and then, you know, something happened. I mean, they would have had to have followed her home because she leaves the party, she goes back to her grandparents' house, and then she gets up and she goes to the gas station. So I feel like that's pretty slim that somebody was watching her at the party. I feel like someone was watching her someplace else. Okay, somebody was watching her doing something. This could very well be the gas station or right prior to the gas station. I feel like it's actually at the gas station because we've got this 9 of Pentacles here, and I feel like that's her at the gas station. Okay, that's her buying whatever she needs to get and getting ready to go home. So I feel like she was being watched at the gas station or on or around that time. And then we've got the Magician. So the Magician is actually coming up upright, so that's good because usually when the Magician comes out reversed, I can look at that as like a sneaky, manipulative person. But even with it coming upright, it's still giving me concerns just because of the fact that we're reading on a missing person. And I've got this feeling that there's people that are watching her, and I don't know why they're watching her. So there's something here going on with this person here, this Magician, that makes me feel a little bit uneasy. And especially if the Magician and the Emperor are one and the same. If this is the same person, then that's, to me, concerning, because this is somebody who knows what they're doing. This is somebody who is going to be very, very hard to catch and is not going to leave any kind of trail or evidence or anything. This is going to be somebody who is covering their tracks and doing everything that they can to get away. That would be concerning if this is the person that could potentially be behind Jolissa's disappearance. All right, so let me go ahead and pull another round here. And I want to ask, who is the Emperor? Is this the person that is responsible for Jolissa going missing? Who is that Emperor? Who does the Emperor represent? Who does the Emperor represent? The Hangman reversed. Okay, so the Hanged Man to me is Jolissa, okay, and it's reversed, and so it's like, to me, this is... That Emperor is the person potentially responsible. And of course, I always forget to say this, you know, this is just my interpretation of the cards. It is for entertainment purposes. I do believe in what the cards say, and I think that they can give us a lot of clues and a lot of hints. You know, it's not going to give you a minute by minute summary of her evening, but it does give us some perspective and some ideas. And my experience is that even after the fact, if you go back and a crime is solved and you go back to a prior reading, there's things there that make sense. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. And it's, of course, my interpretation of these cards. Your interpretation could be completely different. So I look at this as being Jolissa, and I feel like that Emperor is the reason why she's missing. Okay, I would actually venture to say that she's probably, I'm not getting anything with water. In fact, I'm getting the opposite of water. And I feel like she could be held somewhere. Okay, so let's just keep going here. The King of Swords reversed. The Strength card reversed. The Eight of Pentacles reversed. The Six of Wands reversed. The Fool card upright. The Lovers card, the Two of Cups. The Two of Wands. The Two of Swords upright. And the Ten of Swords reversed. Okay. I do feel like this has something to do with potentially a relationship. So I don't know if I'm a little bit perplexed about the Queen of Cups. I don't know who the Queen of Cups is, but we've got 3 people coming up. We've got an older man, we've got an older woman, we've got Jolissa, and now I've got the Two of Cups. There is a relationship here, okay? So is that Emperor and that Queen of Cups a couple? Okay, is this something that Jolissa, was this a person that Jolissa was seeing? Because I'm getting this relationship card here. So that's coming out, all right? And I feel like this Fool here is Jolissa as well, and this is just kind of going with the flow, maybe a little bit of naivety, being young, on this adventure called life and doing different things, trying different things. She was open to doing different things. I believe that she could have been into something that potentially could have been not good for her, and she may not have been able to recognize that. Or she was recognizing it because the High Priestess comes out. She could very well be recognizing it, but was kind of like carefree and saying, to hell with it, I'm going to do it anyways. I'm enjoying myself, I'm having a good time, I'm living my life, and I'm going to continue doing so. So it kind of makes me feel that way, especially with that High Priestess. So that High Priestess is kind of like that knowing, that intuition card. Like, I know I shouldn't be doing this. Okay, this isn't what I should be doing, but you know what? I'm enjoying myself. I'm going to do it anyways. So that was kind of, I feel like, Jolissa's mindset at the time. Okay, so, and it's right next to that relationship. It's right next to that relationship. So I feel like this is Jolissa and someone else in some sort of a relationship, and I do feel like it is an older man. Okay, it's an older man. He's the King of Swords as well. So the King of Swords and the Emperor. The King of Swords coming out reversed is not a nice guy. So this guy he could potentially have two sides. He's the type that might woo you in the beginning, but when you get to know him, he's not the guy that you want to hang out with. He's not the guy that this is somebody who could be mean, okay, cruel, all right? The King of Swords reversed. He does not look like the type of guy that you want to mess with. Even in an upright position, this is someone serious. This is someone that gets to the point. This is someone that doesn't play around. They're there to get a job done, and they're going to get it done no matter what. When it's reversed, to me, there's a little bit of that coldness coming in, and there's something about that person where they can almost snap. Okay, they can snap. They can be serious and in the moment and focused, but they can also have that mean streak, is the way I look at it. And so this person did have a mean streak. Now, I do believe that she could have been potentially meeting this person because of the Two of Wands. She could have been debating it throughout the night. So I do feel like, after the party, she goes home. Maybe she's supposed to meet with her brother or smoke with her brother and he wasn't there. And then, she's awake. She's been to the party. She doesn't want to go to bed yet. She still has a little bit of energy in her. So she's going to go and get herself some Rellos and, do whatever. But then there's this other option. There's this other possibility or scenario that she could do as well. So she's kind of debating it. Was it going to meet this person? That's what I'm leaning to. So we've got, I could go home, I could smoke by myself, or I could meet this person and just finish out the night, have a good night, and then go home and go to bed. And that'll be my evening, and it'll be fun, and everything will be okay, and that's it. I feel like she was debating that, and she was leaning towards one over the other, and it could very well have been meeting that person, meeting that older person. Okay, so then we have this Strength card reverse. So the Strength card, I very seldom look at it as strength. I look at it as trust is what I look at it as, because a lion and a woman, to get that close to one another, they have to trust each other. There's got to be a mutual trust and a mutual respect, all right? Otherwise, you're not going to get that close. Neither one of you are going to get close to the other. So this is a mutual respect and a trust card. This here coming out reverse tells me that this guy here, he is not one to be trusted, and he is not one to respect. I don't believe Jolissa, okay? He did not trust or respect her, and, she could have very well have trusted him because of that Fool card coming out. So kind of that naivety, thinking that, he's a nice guy. He wouldn't do anything. I trust him. He wants to meet, I'm going to meet him, even if it's 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. I trust him. I know everything's going to be okay. When it was actually the exact opposite. He was not to be trusted. He had some motive on his mind. There was an ulterior motive for the meeting tonight, okay, that day. And then we have, and I believe that this is possibly, to me, it's actually looking more and more like this could have been a planned thing, premeditated. This is the Work card. All right, so it's the Eight of Pentacles reversed. And it's right next to that trust, and it's next to him. So we've got somebody that could have been working on something for quite some time, putting together a plan of sorts. And the reason why it's coming reverse is because that plan was not a good plan. And then we have the Six of Wands. So we've got a victory, but that's also coming out reversed. Let me think about that one for a second. I believe that Jolissa Fuentes, I can't remember, what was the date that she went missing? Was it August? It was right around the time of Kylie Rodney, I think, in that area, okay? And Kylie Rodney was getting all of the attention. She was the one that was, every YouTube channel was doing something on Kylie Rodney. And then when that happens, it's kind of unfortunate because everyone who's missing or has had something happen to them, they deserve just as much attention. But in reality, it just doesn't work that way. It doesn't happen that way. And Jolissa Fuentes did not receive the attention that she deserved in the beginning of this case. And I don't think that the local law enforcement responded the way they should have in the beginning. Okay, her parents were kind of out there pleading for assistance, pleading for anything. And it wasn't until towards the end of the Kylie Rodney situation that, attention started going on to this case, onto Jolissa's case. And so I have a feeling that this person was banking on no attention. He was literally thinking that this would fly under the radar, that this would not be a big media show. And the reason why this Ego card or the Six of Wands is coming out in reverse is because he thought he had it. He thought he had this in the bag. He had worked on this. This was a plan. He had put effort into it. He had everything mapped out. All right. So I would venture that this was a premeditated situation. And because it has actually kind of lifted up or become a little bit more noticeable on social media, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like the attention. He didn't expect the attention. He didn't want the attention. And he's not happy with that. Now, honestly, with this Ten of Swords reverse coming out, I don't have good feelings about Jolissa right now. And I'm not going to say anything for sure because I don't know, but this isn't a good card to indicate that. Okay, so I'll just put that out there. We've got this one here, Jolissa, and we've got this one here, Jolissa. And that just doesn't give me a good feeling, all right? But I'm not picking up any water. I'm not picking up any water as of yet. Nothing here. I mean, there is water coming out, but water just isn't, I don't know. I just don't feel that yet. And then we have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is interesting because there was a decision that Jolissa was having to make that night. So I don't know what this decision is. I don't know what happened. It's like she met this guy. I think that he was the one who initiated the meeting. And he initiated the meeting because he planned on doing something that night. Why he planned on doing something that night, I don't know. But she trusted him, and she went and she met him. And something happened. But there was a decision in there somewhere. He might have given her a decision. He might have given her an ultimatum. He could have given her an ultimatum, or someone gave her an ultimatum, and the result of that was not good. So let me pull a couple of cards on this ultimatum here. Let me leave the Two of Swords out because I feel like that was given to her, and I don't quite understand that or know what it was. All right, so what is this ultimatum? What was this decision that you were forced to act on or decide upon? What was this decision? Family. Okay, so family, something to do with family. Okay. So we've got the Ten of Cups reversed, we've got the Eight of Swords upright, and the Four of Cups upright. Whatever this decision was, she was put in a bind. It was almost like she couldn't decide. There was something that, it was almost, when I look at this Eight of Swords, this is like she was kind of, she was kind of what they say, stuck between a rock and a hard place, and there was no good answer to this. It just wasn't what she was expecting. It wasn't anything good. I don't know if she was seeing somebody that was in a relationship, and I'm not sure, but I feel like there's something, there's like this, there's three people, there's a relationship, and this I feel like is potentially premeditated. And that night this person planned to meet with her, and she accepted, and when they got together there was some sort of a disagreement or an argument. She was not happy. She wasn't happy with what he was suggesting. This is her. Okay, so she's sitting there. He's the cup. Okay, so he's the hand coming out. And he's saying, okay, it's going to have to be this or this. You choose. You're going to have to decide what it is. But that's the two options that you have. She wasn't liking either option. She wasn't liking either option. And I believe that is potentially what led to something else. So let me switch decks and see what else comes out. All right, so let me go to the Edgar Allan Poe deck. All right, Jolissa Fuentes. Okay, tell us where you are. Tell us where you are. Give us a clue. Give us something. Tell us something. Okay, let me add some reversals here. I like to add reversals into the reading. Jolissa Fuentes, tell us the story. Tell us what happened to you. Something, give us something. Where are you at? Where are you located? Okay. Four of Swords. So I don't feel like the outcome is going to be the outcome that we're hoping for and praying for. Seven of Pentacles. We have a couple. We have an older couple. So to me, this is, I don't believe that it's Jolissa's parents, okay? This is an older couple, a man and a woman, and I believe that this could potentially be, this here is the Emperor and that King of Swords reversed, and this is that Queen of Cups right here. And it looks like he's pretty much just following what she's saying. She's the one that's standing up. She's the one that's talking and motioning, and he's just sitting there listening. So this very well could have been a husband and wife situation where a wife was like, you know, could Jolissa have been seeing a married man? Is basically what I'm saying. Could she have been seeing a married man? And the wife was like, look, this is, you know, you're not going to stop, you're not going to continue to see my, as a matter of fact, I'm actually kind of getting now to the point to wonder if maybe it wasn't the wife, maybe, because remember in the beginning, I said there's female energy here. Female energy was coming out to me in the beginning. So now I'm actually wondering if it wasn't, I'm wondering if Jolissa was approached possibly maybe via text. I have to wonder if this wasn't an affair type situation and the wife found out about it, and the wife was the one who reached out to Jolissa and it asked for a meeting. Now, whether she did it under the guise of, you know, being her husband, or if she just was open and honest and said, hey, this is such and such, I want to meet up. Because whatever this meetup was, there was an ultimatum that was given. And it was almost like, you know, you stop this relationship or else. And Jolissa just wasn't having it. I mean, she just wasn't. So I'm feeling like this wife of this emperor, this Queen of Cups, is involved in this somehow. Okay, she's involved in this somehow. And right now, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. Okay, because they know that the case is getting more attention, so they're trying to figure it out. And I think the wife is the one that's kind of taking the lead as far as, you know, how they're going to handle this. Page of Wands. Page of Wands. The King of Wands. The Fool card. The Fool card is coming out again, and this time it's coming out in reverse. And so when it comes out reverse, this is naivety for me. This is recklessness, carelessness, not paying attention to your surroundings. And so I feel like this was something that and I'm not trying to say anything negative about Jolissa, but I feel like her age, okay, just that age, and we've all been the fool. We are all the fool, right, at one time or another. So it's not like it's just her. We all experience being the fool in our lifetimes, many times. And so I feel like her age, though, was contributing to thinking that this situation would be okay and that it would work out. And maybe she was just having fun. Maybe she really liked this person. Maybe she thought it would, you know, progress into something else. But there was that bit of naivety where she assumed everything would be okay, and it simply was not. And she had her guard down. She had her guard down. And she wasn't listening to any kind of instinct. There was that High Priestess. I keep thinking back to that High Priestess. It's like she, you know, all of that gut instinct feeling that she may or may not have had, it's almost like it just went poof out the window. And it just was, it could have been even young love, right? It could have been something like that on her end. But this, to me, I mean, I'm looking at these two cards here, and I feel like whenever she met this individual and, you know, the decision, the ultimatum or whatever it was given to her, it did not go well, and she could have possibly have tried to get away. And I don't necessarily believe that she was able to successfully do that. And so I think that that's kind of what we're looking at here. Again, we've got the Two of Cups. There's a relationship here. There's a relationship going on. Look at this Two of Cups. We've got a man and a woman that are very similar. They're almost mirror images of one another. They both have a mask on. They both are in the dark. This, to me, is this couple here, okay? This is the husband and wife team. I think that we have a husband and wife team that know exactly probably what happened to Jolissa because they're responsible. And they're both just as guilty. It makes me feel like there was some sort of potential relationship going on, and whatever happened because of that. The Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups, I know this is a dark deck as far as the color on the cards, and I know it's hard to see. I apologize. That's why I'm trying to hold them up to the screen so you guys can see it. The Knight of Swords. Yeah, this was really fast and unexpected. This happened once she got there. There was just a little bit of talking, okay? A little bit of talking, and then it was like, boom. The next thing she knew, she's, you know, running for her life, all right? I literally think that she got out of her vehicle. She went and parked somewhere. She got out of her vehicle. She's having this conversation, and she realizes at that split second that she's in trouble, and she runs, and it's just too late at that point. And then we have this Hanged Man. So we have the Hanged Man again, and I feel like this is another sign that, you know, she is... I mean, I don't even want to say it, so I just don't get a good feeling. I don't get a good feeling at all. Let me move these out of the way here. All right, so if you can tell us where you are. Where are you located, Jolissa? Where are you located? Tell us where you're at. Where can authorities find you? Where can your family find you? Where can your family find you? Help your family locate you. All right, we do have water here. So this is the first card that I've seen with water. The Queen of Swords, reversed. Seven of Cups. Let me just look at these for a second, because I don't feel like, remember I did say that if there is water, it's not a big body of water, okay? This would be a small body of water. But I'm looking at that Ten of Wands, that first card, okay? This is the same card that came up for Kylie Rodney on my first read, and that was the first card that said, I feel like she's in water. And that's another reason why I feel like people know that she went into water, because I feel like there were observers. That boat to me represents, you know, potentially up on the road or on the beach, but there were people that witnessed her going to the water. Okay, so this was the card that made me think that way, and it's coming out now for Jolissa, and I haven't really gotten any kind of water vibes up until now. But I have to wonder if there was movement. Okay, there was movement, because I'm looking at that hot air balloon, and that hot air balloon moves. It moves, but it moves slowly. And so I have to wonder if she has been moved, okay, since the search has kind of gotten more attention. It makes me feel like one of them, possibly the wife, because that Queen of Swords reversed is coming up now, okay? So, you know, this couple here, these two people are two peas in a pod. They're pretty much exactly the same, and she doesn't play. She doesn't play, and neither does he. So this is really, I would say, an evil couple. And with the water, and then this, I'm going to say potentially the wife, and then the hot air balloon, it makes me feel like there was some movement. Okay, so I really have to wonder if, like I said, when YouTube started taking off and Jolissa's situation was starting to, you know, gain some notoriety, they got scared, and they're like, okay, we've got to do something. We've got to get rid of her, because, you know, we're not going down for this. And so it's a possibility that she has been moved. And then this hot air balloon, the The hell is up with the hot air balloon? The hot air balloon. 7 of Cups. Could I get a clarity on the hot air balloon? The 9 of Cups reversed and the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles. But this time he's writing. He's writing in a notebook or a ledger. He's got several pages. He's writing in a book. The 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. The first 9 of Pentacles that came out, I believed it was Jolissa at the gas station. Okay, this time she's coming out and it's coming out reversed. So I also feel like that's kind of a sign that things aren't, the outcome is not good. What's the writing? What does the writing symbolize? What's going on? What's that writing about? The Star. So hopes and dreams. Hopes and dreams. It almost makes me feel like this person could potentially somehow maybe even regret what has happened. There's not I'm not getting a happy expression from this guy in the card. And so it makes me feel like this is the guy, this is the husband, or the person, you know, that possibly Jolissa was seeing. And is he making some sort of kind of like, you know, journal entries, or is there something that he's putting together in case he does get caught, or he you know, does get found out? Is he putting something together? Because there's kind of that solemn look to his face, okay, and he's got a lot written down. And then it's right on top of that hopes and dreams card, the Star. And so this kind of makes me feel like he knows. It's almost like he knows that the jig is up, and I believe he feels that he is not going to be able to get away with it. I don't get that same feeling from the woman, but I feel like the guy is actually a little bit more realistic. And although this was, I think, thought out and planned and, you know, strategized about how they were going to do it, when they were going to do it, but because of the way the media has now gone on to it, and because of Adventures with Purpose coming out and doing searches, I think that he's now starting to have doubts, and he's thinking, okay, I might have messed up. I might have messed up here. So let me just make sure everything's in order, because if I do go down, you know, there's nothing I can do. I go down, but at least let me take care of my business that I need to do. So I feel like there's a little bit of that going on. Let me just pull one of these cards here. Okay, so I want to ask. Okay, so I've got violence, masculine, and victim. These are just cards that I made myself. Violence, masculine, and victim. So I do feel like there, you know, there's to me there's a husband and wife, because I'm also picking up feminine. Okay, not just masculine but feminine. I'm actually picking up the feminine in the reading. So I think that represents the man and the woman, the husband and the wife. There was violence. I think that there was something that happened that night when she met this person. But I want to ask if, let me pull another round here, because what I really want to get into is location. Location. Where is Jolissa located at? Where can authorities find Jolissa? Where can authorities find Jolissa? Two of Swords reversed. Jesus. The Moon. Okay. The World. Alright, so this actually makes me feel like this is an area that Jolissa is not familiar with. She does not know this area. So it might not be very, very far away. It could even be an hour away, okay? But it's an area that she doesn't know. She's not familiar with this. I would even venture to say that maybe she's even never been to this area. So this is like an area that she's not connected to, all right? And this is also a card that, you know, is giving me that transitional vibe into the spirit world. And so that, you know, I put that out there. And then we have the moon. So we do have this one here. Usually if the moon had come out upright, I would have been like, okay, you know what, we might get some answers to this. We might be able to find out what happened, or authorities might be able to find out what happened, because what happens in the dark, right, comes to the light during the day. And so it's like that moon kind of illuminates all these shady, shadowy type activities. However, it's coming out in reverse. And so it makes me feel like we're not going to get answers right away. We might get answers, but it's not going to be right away. And there's a lot to this story. There's a lot of little secrets. There's a lot of little things that we don't know about. And I don't know if anybody knows these things. I don't even know if the family of Jolissa knows all these little secrets that, you know, she had going on in her life. I mean, she was 22, so she was not obliged to, you know, talk about her private life and what she was doing. And I don't think that she did. And if she did, it was only with a few select people. So to me, this is kind of telling me that there's some pieces of the puzzle that really need to be discovered and put together before this thing is solved. Also, again, we've got two people. We've got two people now. It's that shadow self. Okay, that's what the card is. But I'm looking at two people. We've got two people here that are involved in this. And I feel like it's a man and a woman. And then we have the World card. So, again, that doesn't give me... between this card and this card, it just makes me feel like, you know, the spirit world to me is coming out. This transition. So, but as far as location is concerned, again, we have a structure. Okay, so we do have like a castle or a home. We have a body of water. And we have some land. And there's some mountains in the background. This home is on the water, though. That's catching my eye. It's on the water. So that would kind of explain why I'm not necessarily picking up water per se, but water is coming out somehow. And if there's a house that's, you know, lakeside, or, you know, near a river or a pond or a small body of lake, that would make sense, okay? And to me, it would take quite a bit to get to it. So this might be a house that, you know, has a winding driveway or a winding road trying to get to it. I don't know that area, if there's any houses in that area or nearby area that is kind of like that, but I feel like it's a nice house. I feel like it's a fairly nice house. I would say that this couple is comfortable, okay? They're at the very least, they're comfortable. They have enough. They may not think that they have enough, but they have enough. So I don't know if I would call them affluent, but they're at least comfortable middle class people, and they do have a very nice home. And I believe that their home could be on water or near water. And I would actually venture to say my first gut instinct would be that Jolissa is in or around that property, around that area. But because of that hot air balloon, she could have been moved. But I do feel like there would be, you know, if they were to narrow down this couple, there would be some sort of evidence, because I'm thinking about that husband writing that journal or those papers. There's something there that would connect these two people to Jolissa. Okay, so the Page of Cups reversed. Oh, Jesus. Justice reversed. Okay, so the Page of Cups, that to me represents Jolissa, and that was this relationship. Okay, but she thought it was something that it wasn't. She was under the belief that there was something here between her and this person, and there just simply wasn't. That Strength card that came out, she was thinking that there was some trust and respect between the two of them, and it simply was not. Okay, that is not what this guy was looking for. He was not interested in that. This was just something for him to do, and really possibly led her on to make her think or believe that it was something that it wasn't, and that is why I believe it's coming out reversed. And then we have the Justice. So the Justice card, I don't like that one coming out reversed, because I look at that as, I do think justice can and will come, but I don't think it's going to come right away. I just don't think it's going to come right away. And there's that 3 people thing again. So we've got 3 people. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that. I just, and that Moon being reversed, it's like these people really covered their tracks. They really covered their tracks, and it makes me wonder if this man, if she was, let's just say hypothetically, if she was seeing somebody, you would think that she would have confided in someone close to her, even her brother. Would she have confided in her brother? Would she have said something to him, or someone, a close friend? But this man, to me, is a thinker. He's a worker. He's smart, and he would probably tell her, do not tell anyone my name. Do not tell anyone who I am. If you want to tell them that you're seeing somebody, then you give them a fake name, or you tell them somebody else, but you don't mention my name. And she very well could have listened to him and not told a soul of this person, especially if he were married and Jolissa knew he was married. It's possible that he would say, hey, you cannot mention what we're doing to anybody, and she may have very well listened, and I think she could have. So it's possible because of that, and there's just no one that has an inkling of who this person could be or what was going on in her life. It's going to be very, very challenging to figure things out. It's like if they don't find her, there's going to be nothing else to go on. Let me pull a couple of cards from another deck just to ask about that, to ask if we are going to have, or is her family going to have justice for what happened. Let me just pull the regular traditional Rider-Waite here. Will Jolissa be found? First of all, I want to ask that. Will Jolissa be found? Will Jolissa be found? Oh, Chariot reversed. Oh my God, the Emperor. Oh, the Lovers. The Lovers reversed. Okay, so this is, to me, a relationship. That Emperor is the person that, to me, is the person she was seeing. He's much older. He's at least twice her age. Well, not twice her age, but he's at least 40. That Chariot, to me, is movement forward. So when I ask, is she going to be found? Is Jolissa going to be found? That makes me feel like this case is not going to go forward right away. All right, that's a movement forward card, and it's coming out in reverse. So this is not, I don't get a good feeling about the outcome of this case yet. And that could change, right? That could change. But tonight, the cards are saying not right at the moment. It's not going to happen right at the moment. And I do feel like this was about a relationship. We've got the Lovers, and the Lovers is reversed. Okay, will the authorities have any kind of clues? Will the authorities have anything to go on? Damn. 10 of Swords. 6 of Swords. The World card reversed. That's, yeah. The Empress. Page of Pentacles reversed. 9 of Wands. Just 10 of Cups reversed. 5 of Cups. The King of Cups. So I believe that the guy, not the female, but the guy, has some regrets. I do. I believe that the guy has some regrets. Okay, and again, we've got another structure near a waterway, or near some water. So keep that in mind. I feel like this couple, like I said, could have a home on or near water. But to me, there's some slight regret as to what he did. So it makes me feel like possibly the woman was the one in charge. These two here, this Empress and the Emperor, to me that's the husband and wife. All right, she is just as in this, if not more than the husband, right? So they are, as far as in their home, they have equal status. He listens to her just as much as she listens to him. So they are definitely, like I said, two peas in a pod. They are coming out throughout this reading as the same. They are very, very much equal in the home. And so if the wife said to the husband, this is going to stop, and if you don't stop, whatever, and this is what we're going to do, and I'm going to do this, chances are he's going to go along with it. Okay, so this to me is the couple. And then the Page of Pentacles is Jolissa. So that's why I say that there's a big age difference. To me, there's a big age difference between her and this guy. But the 10 of Swords doesn't make me feel good. The 10 of Cups reversed doesn't make me feel good. That 9 of Wands, that makes me feel like she put up a fight, like she knew she was in trouble. But by the time she knew she was in trouble, it was too late, and it just wasn't enough. She wasn't able to, because that's coming out underneath this 10 of Swords. And so these two cards don't give me a very good feeling. These three cards don't give me a very good feeling about the outcome for Jolissa. This is the completion of a cycle. When it comes out reversed, it's not the results. It's not it's not the results that you were hoping for. All right. So that doesn't make me feel good, and the Justice reverse doesn't make me feel good. This 10 of Cups to me could also be Jolissa's family, because it's like that rainbow went out. They don't have their daughter. They don't have their daughter. It's not happy anymore, and so it's just, that's the circumstances here. And then we have that 6 of Swords. So the 6 of Swords is coming out reversed. And so that makes me feel like, again, that's moving away. That's getting away from something, and it's reversed. So I don't know if this couple is considering to move. I actually feel like this is not them moving per se. They're not leaving their home, I don't think. I believe that they have moved her. All right, that's to me what it is. And it very well could have been to water. Like I said, I'm a little bit iffy on the water. I don't know if, there's water here coming up, obviously, in the reading, but I didn't pick up on it. And I feel like it could be because it wasn't water at first and maybe ended up being water, or something along those lines. Or maybe water was, maybe they had to transport over water to get to another location or something like that. So there's something here with water, but that's where I'm going to leave it on that. Let me just pull, and then the King of Cups. So to go back to that 5 of Cups here, when I said that he possibly has some regret, his behavior, I think, is volatile to begin with, but he is changing. I think that he could potentially be, I don't really see this as something that they've done before. I think that this was a situation that they did whatever they did. I don't think that this is like a serial killer couple or anything like that. This was just this situation, unfortunately. I feel like he's having a really, really difficult time emotionally dealing with it. Okay, he is really, really, like, can't believe that they did it, can't believe that it happened. I think that he was probably more under the influence of the wife, and he just went along with it. But he could potentially be changing. He could change eventually over time. His physical features, he may lose weight, he may start drinking. It's going to affect him emotionally, I think, quite severely. And that could also be a clue for people around him. You know, if there's somebody in a nearby town down there and they know somebody that, you know, is usually typically one way, and all of a sudden 6 months down the road he's lost 50 pounds and he's drinking more and he's not himself, there's a reason behind it. Okay, he's not doing very, very good with dealing with it. Let me just pull one more card here. Okay. Court system and justice. So that gives me hope. I'm going to actually leave it on that one here because that makes me feel like, okay, there is some hope here. Court system, justice. I do pray that they have some justice in this case and that they find Jolissa. But my guess would be that it's probably not going to happen right away. But I mean, it could. I hope it does. I pray it does. But I'm thinking more down the road a little bit. And but anyway, I'm going to leave it there because I could, let me see, I'm at an hour. I could probably pull cards for another 35 minutes or another 2 hours, something like that. But anyway, thank you guys for staying here. If you stayed here this long, if you finished the video, I really thank you. And I want to do another reading on Jolissa Fuentes in a couple of days, maybe midweek, and just see if the energy is changed at all, because that can happen, all right? The energy is picking up on her now, or the cards are picking up on her energy now, the energy of the situation right now in the present moment. Next week it might be completely different, and that's just how it is because things change. Maybe next week there'll be some evidence that was found, and so the outcome, the overall outlook is going to be different. So I do want to do another reading on it, or a reading on Jolissa in a couple of days, and see if maybe we can find some of those cards like justice coming out upright, and hope that they'll find her. So look for that. And the rest of you, not the rest, all of you have a wonderful night and enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you very much. Bye.